Crypto's about to take over the world, and maybe not in the way that everyone thinks. I think a couple of years ago, crypto investors thought that, our favorite L1s were going to be used all over the place. Everyone was going to turn decentralized. Well, now people are realizing stablecoins are going everywhere. The US government wants stablecoins to continue, and that's good for crypto. We just got news on a couple of big pieces. We just got news on a couple of huge companies starting to accept crypto, starting to accept stablecoins, starting to allow stablecoins as payment, and the U.S. government wants this to happen. We also have some other huge pieces of news, some really cool things that you're gonna want. I want them already. So if you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos like this. If you want to trade crypto, there's a link to Bydfi underneath the video. They gave us up to 20 to 60% bonuses, depending on how much you deposit. 20 to 60% bonuses for new users. And they also are now allowing you to connect to bank accounts. So you can actually fund your perps trading account with your bank account. Usually there's like some middleman, you have to load USDT or get USDT on Coinbase and then transfer it over or something. But you can start connecting to Bydfi now. And you can also trade crypto with crypto as collateral. You can trade Bitcoin with Bitcoin as collateral and get paid in Bitcoin. So that's pretty sweet. Link to that underneath the video. 5.5 million Shopify merchants can now accept Bitcoin and crypto. The future is here. It seems like every couple days we're getting some new payment processor, credit card company, bank that is now working in the stablecoin world, that is now accepting stablecoins. We just heard from Bank of America that they're working on a stablecoin. We know that the U.S. government wants to foster this because if stablecoins get bigger, most of the stablecoin volume is U.S. dollars. People want U.S. dollars. So that's what gets the majority of the market cap, which means that those companies that are getting hundreds of billions of dollars go put that in U.S. treasuries. They're one of the biggest buyers of treasuries, and it helps out the U.S. government. It also continues the dollar dominance. And there are a lot of people that want to send money across the world in seconds for very cheap fees. Right now, you can't do that. If you go to a bank and you want to wire money, I've done this before. Even over the last 6 months, I wanted to wire a significant amount of money. There are so many different controls. I had people reaching out to me for the next 3 hours, confirming that I really wanted to send this money. I showed up an hour and a half before the wires closed for the day, because if you didn't know, there's a cutoff time. And yet I still had a wire that was processed the next day because it took so long to get through all these back departments. It'd be nice if I could just click a couple buttons and send significant amounts of money through stablecoins without any fees, without having to go to a physical location. And, I can do that. But as time goes on, there are going to be more and more people that accept it. New platforms using Stripe can now offer stablecoin payments to their users. First out of the gate is Shopify, enabling millions of merchants to accept payments in USDC. So cool. And this is going to continue to happen. The US wants this to happen. The government wants it to happen. Trump wants this to happen. MasterCard, Visa, they're all going to use stablecoin, or at least they're going to partially use stablecoin. Coinbase partners with American Express to launch Coinbase One Card, offering 4% back on 4% Bitcoin back on all purchases. There were a couple companies that did this last cycle, but I think a lot of them kind of went bankrupt. So this is going to be really cool if they really can offer 4%, like no weird restrictions and no big fee. If they can just simply allow you to sign up, get 4% back in your Coinbase account, or if you can designate a wallet address or something, that's awesome. Right now, I actually use the Fidelity card. I have no affiliation with them professionally, but I use that because I can get 2% back, and it goes directly in my brokerage account, and then I can buy stocks, or I can buy IBIT's, the ETF, BlackRock's ETF, and get Bitcoin exposure. I would switch. If I can just get like a no strings attached 4% back in Bitcoin, that's awesome. That's one of the highest percent backs you can get, and it automates Bitcoin purchases for you. So let's say you spend $100,000 a year, $4,000 into Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up to $1 million, you basically are getting 40% back. Of course, that is dependent, obviously, on Bitcoin's price. Coinbase apparently is also launching perps in the US, which is interesting. It's kind of a gray area, perps in general in the US. So it'll be interesting to see how they roll this out. I do actually like Coinbase as an on-ramp and off-ramp. That there aren't a lot of options right now. Now, Bydfi allows you to do that, so I'm going to try that out. But their advanced trading isn't too bad for people that are kind of stuck because they have an order book. So the fees aren't very high, but it'll be interesting to see what they do with perps here as well. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. I do apologize because earlier today, Trump did comment on crypto and trying to foster an era of innovation within crypto. I played this video. It's a little bit uncertain because there are so many people posting this. It looks a little bit AI. So yeah, this might be AI, someone kind of putting words to what Trump said about the clear and simple market framework. But yeah, he has said that he does want a clear and simple market framework. They're trying to pass the Genius bill right now, which will help stablecoins, stablecoin regulation. And Trump is also going to sign executive orders like right now at the time of this recording. So yeah, there could be some big news later throughout the day. Let me know your thoughts on all this. Obviously, like every single day, there's so much changing in tariff news, in macro. But yeah, this is going to be really interesting. We do have some interesting little bits of news on this card. So Graham Stephan is giving some fine print info. Available for those who pay the Coinbase One, so the $30 per month. The card also has a $49 fee. To get up to 4%, you have to keep a certain amount of assets on Coinbase at bare minimum. You need to spend about $10,000 to break even and hold the assets on exchange. So depending on how much you spend, depending on what kind of features you want on Coinbase, might be worth it. I think most of us spend more than $10,000 a year on a credit card. But yeah, we'll see how this all goes. And yeah, we'll see if they change any of these, the fine print on this before they go live. I think this is coming in the fall. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Millions of people will start using stablecoins that have never used it before. So gear up. The cool thing about this is it allows people to get much easier into crypto, right? If people are already using stablecoins, it's much easier to then buy Bitcoin and to store wealth in Bitcoin and to understand Bitcoin in general. But of course, do your own due diligence. Thank you so much. Check out the links to Bydfi underneath the video in case you want to start trading. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.